Hi everyone, Louis Skibo here from PowerModz. Now, First Place Parts sent us a bunch of gear to try out and to tell you how we like it. We've talked about the Motorfist gear, I've got climb gear I'm going to tell you about as well, but I've got to tell you about this FXR gear. It's actually quite stylish, looks very nice. They got some fast colors for that aggressive type of driver out there. This is the Adrenaline X Jacket, the Adrenaline X Pants. I've tried them, I've let all our crew try them, and these are our thoughts. Now this is a size large, and in comparison to all the other gear we've tried, which are large as well, it does fit a little bit tighter. Now keep this in mind, it does have a built-in liner that most of our other gear doesn't have. The Climb and the Motorfist gear are just shells and you use a layering system. But this here comes with a removable or detachable liner, which is very handy because then you don't have to go and buy your layering system. There are a ton of vents on this coat to let that heat out on those hot days or those cold days when you're just working really hard. The main zipper isn't waterproof, but it does have a flap that goes over the top of it, and it actually is magnetic, which is pretty handy. It just clips down. I find Velcro sometimes just gets all covered in stuff and then eventually it just doesn't work. Those magnets, they won't break down. FXR has put a waterproof treatment on this to help keep that water out when you're driving on those wet days. There is a reflective liner to reflect that heat back in and keep you warm. It's got what I would call dual cinch straps, one on the inside and one on the outside of the jacket. And when you have this liner removed, you've got a little storm flap you can lock up. It's adjustable as well. Now, this jacket was built in such a way that it's sort of contoured to your driving style. When you're sitting, it's just set up for the handlebars. It's very comfortable, very nice to ride with. The actual build quality and construction of these pants and this jacket and all of the other FXR gear we have is very high. I'm very impressed with it. This Cordura, very strong, almost feels like you've got another protective layer on top of you even when you have your vest on. And the pants have these built-in knee pads. The liner is removable as well. It's got the snow cuffs on the bottom, and it has this little loop here you can latch onto your boot straps. The zippers on this are waterproof as well, and it has this nice little waistband. You can tighten it up to keep it nice and tight on you. Now back to sizing, like I said, this is a large, feels a little tight on me. Most other larges are just perfect for me. Large with a taller arm if I can get it. But in this circumstance, I probably would get an XL, just to give me a little bit more room, just to be more maneuverable. But for the trail rider who likes to just plant it down, go for a long run, this might just work fine for you. Now the Backshift boot we've been wearing all winter, wanted to try it out. The guys really like it. The one thing I really like about the boots, they've got this removable liner. You can just take it out at the end of the day. You know your feet get sweaty and get wet, take them out, put them over the vent, get them nice and dry for the next day of riding. That was pretty handy. We did some waterproof testing on them. By no means does FXR say that they're waterproof. And from our testing, they weren't as well. There are different riders out there who prefer different styles of boots. Some like a softer boot, like a work boot, and some like a boot that's a little more aggressive, has a lot of heel support for jumping around from one side to the other. I've noticed that this FXR boot is actually quite stiff, and personally, I like a little looser boot, but the other guys in the crew, they love this one. I've been playing around in this old tank of truth here, and they're still dry. That's a good thing. These are the FXR gloves. Very nice form-fitting glove. And it's nice to be able to drive for a full day in any kind of conditions and not really have your hands get wet. If your hands are dry, that means they stay warm. They come with an adjustable wrist strap, a little cinch strap here on your cuff to make sure that no wind or snow gets on the inside. Now if you want to keep your themes the same color-wise, match your gear, FXR makes this nice balaclava, a bit of a wind stopper material to keep the wind out, especially down around your neck. My favorite, this little hat right here. It's got the rabbit fur on, and everybody will be able to pick you out down at the bottom of the hill with that on. Well, the FXR gear gets a big old thumbs up from the PowerModz crew. Now this gear, like all the other gear that you see us review, all the other parts that we're installing on our snowmobile, can be found at firstplaceparts.com. Don't forget when you call them, tell them Louis from PowerModz sent you. They ship free in the United States and they ship USPS to Canada. I got to thank you guys for coming back to PowerModz. We always love having you. Thanks for watching.